Once you start working with a list of items, you need to understand how to control flow. That is how to split the data, loop through it, or merge the result. So in this lesson, we're going to focus on just that. Let's come back into n8n and let me show you the nodes we have available to help you manage all this. I'm going to start first with a split in batches node. So the split out node sort of turns a list inside items into separate items. So just think of this like when your API returns, let's say 500 items at a time, you may want to process them into smaller chunks. The reason why you would want to do that is maybe the other tool that you're probably dumping the information from the API into has rate limits and you don't want to hit that rate limit so that your workflow errors out. So in cases like this, you'd want to have your split out node, which will basically split it out into batches. So if I click here, you'd see that you're able to like split it out into batches and it'll split this into smaller groups so that you are not hitting your rate limits. And it's very good, especially if you are doing sequential processing or you are dealing with a lot of like rate limits in your application or in your workflow. So that is what the split out node does. Now, the next node I want to talk about is the merge node. Now, the merge node is also a very powerful node. And the reason why I say it's powerful is that it serves a lot of purposes, okay? It merges data of multiple streams once data from both of them is available. And I did show you in the previous lesson of how if you have multiple streams of data coming through, the merge node sort of waits for everything to come through first before proceeding to the next step. Now, another benefit is that it helps you like merge things by index. So if you are not waiting for all of them to come through, you don't want to append and you want to like combine, then you can also merge it by like index or any matching items that are available. The other thing about the merge node is that like once you get all the data streams coming through, you can also write a SQL query to do the merge on your behalf as well. And the other benefit as well is that it helps you select an output for just one branch without having to write sophisticated code by using any other node as well. So if you are like building your workflows and you realize that you'll be working with multiple data streams, then I'll encourage you to use the merge node because it makes life a lot more easier for you as well. Now, the other one I want to touch on is the loop node. And as the name suggests, like if you have to do anything that has to do with looping, like you want to make sure, like just think of it like the for each node, like for each concept in coding. If you have a lot of items and you want to loop over all these items to perform an action first before proceeding to the next step, then you want to be using the loop over items node. It helps you sort of like simulate the for each idea in coding so that each batch will run through your workflow until all the data is processed. If you have a workflow, you realize that as part of your use case, you have to like loop through a lot of data, perform certain actions first before moving on to the next stage, then you want to use the loop over items node as well. Now, there are some other nodes as well that you can use. So this is how it would look like, right? Once you bring your loop over items node into your canvas, this is how it look like. So ideally what you can do is like you can add in other actions in here. Maybe you want to fetch data from Google Drive first, process it, and then move on to like something else before finishing that step. You would use the loop over node to do that. So that sums up our session on data splitting, merging, looping over items in a list. So just think of this session as controlling how your data flows through your workflow. And you can really decide how it moves, how it repeats, and how it combines as well. In the next chapter, we're going to be focusing on error handling. So see you in the next chapter.